Hi there, all of you out in Facebook land. Haven't been on here with a live for a long time because I've been really busy and floating around the world. How did I do that without an aeroplane and with COVID restrictions? Well, it's been a fascinating few weeks. I was invited to a conference in Switzerland and one in Kuala Lumpur and then one in the UK last week, actually emanating from a wonderful group of women in Parliament. So almost felt like I was on my way home, and it was really super to be so many different places in the world and actually not leave my little office here in Las Vegas. Of course, in another world, I would like to travel. I would like to see these places again, and I hope and pray for that. But one of the things that came up, because all of these conferences were about real synergy, about how do men and women actually truly come together to make a new world, to create a new future together. Not the one that's in the past, not the one that's polarized in arguments and everything that we know, but something that is different. And how do we create a new narrative? And how indeed do women empower men? And I thought that's so interesting, isn't it? Women empowerment with a T has been around for 3 decades, I reckon. And I think in some ways it's been good for us, but now we need to change the emphasis because we really want to work together with men to help them understand our narrative, our dialogue, what we really bring to business to their advantage, not to change men, not to change women, but to actually create something different, something new, something more synergistic, more a complement between masculine and feminine, between male and female, between old and young and black and white and different sexual orientations, between everybody. Diversity is great. I was listening to a program today about where's peace. So we have a world where we create peace by having wars. That's kind of silly. So I want to create a new world by harmony, by valuing differences. And in that we need conversations. We need magical conversations for sure, because these are without judgment, without anger, without coercion. They are with honest emotions, with sharing solutions, listening to each other, making sure that we recognize the differences around us. That's really important. We're creating something that hasn't been here before. That's my belief. And I think the idea of women empower men is a really good counterbalance to the initiative, which some of you may remember, which was done in the UN called He for She. Now, He for She, this was probably about 10 years ago or so, and it was a campaign for men to advocate for women. He for She. I think now it's about women empower men, not take them over, not control them, but empower men to realize the huge benefits that are intrinsically made when we value our differences. Women have a different life cycle to men. We have a different journey through life, whether we're career women, professional women, entrepreneurs, mothers at home, grandmothers, sisters, aunts, nieces. We are different to men. And we're also very different to each other, which is wonderful. But the attributes that we bring together is that we're extremely good at relationship forming, and relationship capital is going to be and is being the buzzword of the new wealth. Sustainable wealth will come with companies who actually understand relationships inside the organization, their relationships at home, and also, of course, the relationships with their customers. People want to buy from people who they know, love, and trust. It's actually a very simple thing. But is it simple because we haven't been doing it? So the real synergy of 2021 and beyond, I believe, will be where men and women truly understand not just getting together to work together, but to understand the playing field has changed. We need to expand into intuition and emotional honesty, integrity, relationship building, as well as operations, profit, and structural facets of business. All of that comes together. And the marketplaces are shifting. There's a global shift everywhere. So I think one of the things we need to do is to keep our courage and our patience together. So what do we mean by that? It's going to take a lot of courage to get through this. We will get impatient with other people, maybe, but let's have patience to understand that peace in the future comes from harmony. So my hashtag is World Harmony, because I think world harmony will create our peace. And if we look at some of the fascinating stories out there, like the women presidents and prime ministers who've dealt with COVID in a different way, the female economists who see the changes coming in a different way. And this is not to say that men couldn't do this as well, but we just do things in a different way. That's why we're here. It's really very simple. Men and women, male and female, masculine and feminine, have any diversity. We're here to create the world. And I'm going to finish by encouraging you to look at nature. Nature is really, really clever at all this stuff. I mean, you just have to look outside at how things grow, how nature deals with adversity. If there's a fire or an earthquake or a tremor or something dies because it's not being fed with the right kind of fertilizer, nature responds. And also it grows. It grows through male and female animals coming together to make others. That's the way it works. And animals have the fortune of not really having the sense of achievement that we humans do. So maybe that's what's getting in the way. But it's also the wonderful thing about us. So my final word is that bringing knowledge, experience, and imagination together will help us create our future. So you've got the knowledge. It's not about your paper credentials. It's not about where you went to school or university. No, not that. It's what do you know at whatever age you are. And I tell you what, the kids are really, really good on their knowledge. What's your experience today? So whether you're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, or 71 like I am, what's your experience? How have you dealt with things? What went right? What went wrong? How did you manage it? What were the lessons? And then lastly, your imagination. And by golly, that is free. You have imagination. You can use it. You can create your vision, your dreams. And then the key is sharing it, is magical conversations. Hey, that's my piece for today. And I love you all. I wish you all a magical day. And I'll be back with many, many more ideas on this subject matter. And if you want to come and have a magical conversation with me, just send me a direct message. I'm here.